From producer George Lucas comes the World War II drama Red Tails.
And we'll tell you what we thought this week coming up on RB&D Reviews.
To shoot down the enemy 100 miles behind the front lines.
We do, how well we do it, does it matter?
And you all thought what?
You'd sign up and that'd be the end of 100 years of bigotry. Get your head up, son. You're fighter pilots.
We have a right to fight for our country, the same as every other American. We will not go away.
Thank you for checking out our channel. I'm Rob.
And I'm Dave.
And Red Tails is a movie that's based on true events. It's a movie that George Lucas has been trying to get made since 1988, but none of the major studios wanted to make it because they felt that audiences would not go see it because it's made up mostly of a large black cast, and apparently these types of movies end up not doing very well over in other countries, which is a big market for a lot of the studios. But nonetheless, George Lucas funded and made the film himself, and it tells the story of the Tuskegee Airmen, who were made up of African American United States Army Force servicemen during World War II. The Airmen, it was a project that was started by the U.S. Army Air Corps to integrate African American pilots into the fighter pilot program. Now, this movie shows them often giving what they feel are boring missions, like looking for enemy transportations that are on the ground and falling apart hand-me-down planes and then end up blowing them up. They're waiting for the chance to actually go out and fight the Nazis in the air, and finally they get that chance when they get to fight enemy planes when they're asked to escort bombers for battle. Now, Dave, you're a big World War II movie type of fan, and when I went to go after I went and saw this movie, after I typed up my notes, what I usually do is I look at other reviews, like from professional critics and my fellow YouTube reviewers and message board. This has got to be one of the most polarizing movies I have seen in a while.
The story and everything was good, but there was a lot of things that I didn't think were that great about this movie. Like a lot of the dialogue, it didn't even sound like 1940s. It sounded like they were talking like it was the 90s sometimes, and a lot of the dialogue was corny. But the costumes were like good, and the storyline was good, and this was like the acting was like pretty good. Yeah,
I mean, I sort of agree with you on the corny dialogue. What really drove me nuts is Terrence Howard's character. He's given these very preachy speeches, it seems like every scene that he's in. I mean, it's okay to do it once in a while, like maybe have one, let's say, for example, at the beginning of the movie, and maybe one right before they go out on a big mission. But every scene that he's in, it's like he's giving a speech. It sounds forceful, and I got tired of hearing them after a while. Yeah. Personally, I was kind of prepared to be disappointed when I went to see this movie, because a few days before the movie came out, our local paper did an interview with one of the surviving members who saw the film at a preview and thought the film was too Hollywoodized. Personally, however, I don't think Red Tails is a horrible movie. It does have its flaws, but I think it does a good job at introducing a modern audience to this story that has been kind of forgotten. And I like that the film has at least attempted to develop some of the characters with subplots. You know, one of them is in love with a local Italian girl. There's another one that has a subtle drinking problem. Right. You find out why. And then there's another one who's really religious. I think on the ground there was much more drama and tension going on. I mean, sure, there were sometimes I felt like I was watching cardboard characters that weren't really developed. But sometimes I did feel like when I was watching this movie that I was watching a history lesson and not feeling involved with the story. The only time I think I was when one of the flyer planes was leaking gas inside the plane and the pilot is slipping in and out of consciousness. I was like, holy crap, what's going to happen to him? Is he going to make it? And all that. That was probably the only time I really cared about what I was watching on the screen. Yeah. The characters and all.
Or when the one guy gets like, he gets like shot all the way through when he's taking out another enemy.
Bandits! Hundreds of them! 6 o'clock!
It's got German markings.
Let's get them! Where are the damn fighters going? Is there anything left of our escort? Mayday! Mayday! Prepare to bail out!
Fight scenes in the air, those were choreographed like really well. I enjoyed watching those. Those were like edge of your seat, good.
Yeah, I wasn't on the edge of my seat, but I agree with you. I think they were very well done. Those were probably among the best action scenes I have seen in the movies, but I did not think they were bad. But a problem I had with those scenes is, personally, if I'm wrong, but I'm not sure that the real airmen were cracking jokes when they were shooting the Germans down, because personally, if I was up there, I'd be scared and nervous. I mean, sure, at first, if they're like, okay, you guys are going to go up and you're going to escort the planes, and if Nazis come, you're going to shoot them. I'd be excited too, but then once I got up there the day of, I'd be afraid that I'd get shot down, you know?
And the joke-cracking dialogue, mostly, that's what ties in with where I say, like, they were talking like it was the 90s kind of stuff.
Now, that I'm not too sure about. There was only one flyer that I felt was actually scared to be up there, and that was the religious pilot. And there's another pilot that says every time he closes the lid of the cockpit, he says that he's always afraid he's going to die. This film is I've seen getting compared to a 1995 TV movie called The Tuskegee Airmen that people say is a much better film than this. Personally, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's true or not, but I think Red Tails, it kept me entertained. I really didn't think it was a boring movie. Like I said, it's not a brilliant movie, but I don't think it's a horrible movie either.
Yeah.
But it does what it sets out to do: tell people about the fighters. Whether it's, even though I think the film, I would have liked it if the film had done a little bit better with some of the stuff that I found wrong with it, but it gets what it's supposed to do across. Introduce everybody that doesn't know these great airmen to what they did.
Right. Yeah, I agree with
Your
that.
command, Colonel, you stated very clearly that we would never find Negroes who could pass a pilot's exam, make it through flight school, survive basic combat. We've done all of that.
I'm gonna say rent it. I mean, it's a good movie and all, but I don't think it's worth paying for in theaters, because it's not like real special enough to go see on the big screen. I mean, yeah, the plane battles look somewhat good on the big screen, but I don't think it's worth paying the money to go see.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a rent it on DVD verdict too. Like I said, I think it's an important because of the story that it's telling, but I felt like it could have been, even better, but it does set out to do what it's supposed to do, like I've said, so, yeah. Alright, well that's what we thought of Red Tails. Now we're going to open the floor to you. Tell us what you thought of the movie, and please try to keep it civil with no name calling. Everybody is entitled to their opinion whether they liked it or whether they didn't. And feel free to check out our other reviews on this channel, and thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video.